Kunle sat in the dark prison cell staring at the wall. He has not eaten in days. His hands were rough, his eyes swollen. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Grace's face. He kept hearing her last words in his mind. "They are children, Kola. I swear they are yours." But it was too late. She was dead. 1 week later, back at the hospital, a young nurse named Fola sat in the break room, holding a brown envelope. She looked scared. She had seen something wrong. She had kept quiet because she did not want to lose her job, but the guilt was eating her alive. She kept thinking about the day she handed the wrong DNA envelope to the doctor. The doctor had trusted the lab technician, but the technician had switched the files, and she knew why. The lab technician named was Mr. Kayode, a quiet older man. Most people liked him, but Fola had overheard a conversation between him and a man on the phone, Ayo. Fola did not hear the full call, but she remembered clearly. "Make sure the result says the children aren't Kunle's. That's all you have to do." She thought it was a joke until she saw Grace's face on the news and heard that Kunle had killed her. That night, Fola cried herself to sleep. The next morning, she typed a letter. She dropped it off secretly at the head doctor's office. The doctor was shocked. He called the hospital director and they reviewed the files. Yes, there had been a swap. The original correct DNA result was buried under other papers. The one Kunle received was from another family. The hospital was in panic. They sent Kunle a message immediately and asked him to return for the corrected result, but it was too late. The hospital tried to bury the incident to protect its name, but Fola went straight to the police. "I have something to say," she told the officer. "The DNA test that man received, it was fake. I know who made it happen." The police took her statement seriously. They reopened the investigation. In court, the judge was just about to give Kunle a life sentence when a police officer walked in with fresh evidence. "We have reason to believe the DNA result that led to this crime was manipulated intentionally," the officer said. The courtroom gasped. Kunle looked up for the first time in days. The judge paused the sentence and demanded a new hearing. Police arrested Mr. Kayode, the technician. Under pressure, he confessed everything. "Yes, I changed the results," he said. "Why?" the officer asked. "Because Ayo paid me. He told me he still loved Grace and wanted her back. He thought if Kunle saw a result saying the kids weren't his, it would destroy their marriage. He did not ask for anyone to die. I did not know it would go this far. But it has already gone too far. Grace was dead. Ayo was arrested next. Kunle was released from prison 2 weeks later, but he was never the same. People came to the gate to see him. Some cheered, some called him a murderer. He did not speak. He just walked into the house, empty, cold and quiet. Grace's picture was still on the wall. He touched it with shaking fingers. "I'm sorry," he whispered. One night, Grace's father came to visit Kunle. At first, he stood at the door, in silence. Then he said, "She loved you, Kunle. I hated you for killing her, but now I see you were lied to." He placed a small photo album on the table. "Take care of the children." Kunle's eyes filled with tears. "I will," he said. After the news broke that this hospital gave Kunle the wrong DNA results, everyone started talking about it. People blamed the hospital for Grace's death. The story was all over the radio and the internet. Inside the hospital, things were tensed. The management was angry that someone had spoken to the police. That someone was Fola. When Fola walked into the work next day, no one greeted her. Her friends did not even smile at her. Her management did not say good morning. She could feel it. Everyone was angry with her. One of the older nurses whispered loudly as she walked by, "Why didn't she just keep quiet?" Another one said, "She has put all of us in trouble." Fola felt her chest tightening. She just wanted to help. She did not want anyone to die. But now everyone looked at her like she was the enemy. Later that week, Fola got a message from HR. You are to appear before the disciplinary board at 10 a.m. Her hands shook as she held the letter. When she entered the room, 4 people were sitting behind a long table. The head doctor, the HR manager, and 2 board members. Fola, the head doctor began. You had no right to speak to the police without informing the hospital. I tried to speak up, she replied. I wrote a letter. I told the truth. A woman died because we did not act quickly. One board member nodded slightly, but the HR manager said coldly, you made the hospital look bad. Sponsors are pulling out. The press is destroying our name. Fola looked at them with tears in her eyes. So my honesty is the problem, she asked. They were silent. Then the head doctor signed. You will be placed on suspension for 3 months without pay. And after that, we will review your position. Fola packed her things quietly that day. As she left the hospital, no one said goodbye. She sat at the bus stop with her bags in her lap, staring at the street. A small girl and her mother passed by. The child looked at her and said, Mommy, is that not the lady from the news? Her mother pulled the child away quietly. Fola felt like disappearing. That evening, while sitting on her bed, her phone rang. It was a number she did not know. Hello? She answered. Hello, is this Nurse Fola? The voice asked. It was deep and calm. Yes, who is this? This is Grace's father. I just wanted to say thank you. Fola blinked. I don't know you, sir. I know, but I know what you did. You told the truth when no one else would. Because of you, the world now knows what really happened to my daughter. That means something. Fola started crying quietly. Thank you, sir, she whispered. You are a brave woman, he said. Don't let anyone make you feel small for doing the right thing. After the call, she sat there in silence. That was the first kind word she had heard in days. The next morning, Fola walked into a small community clinic near her home. The place was old and simple, but kind people worked there. Are you hiring nurses? She asked the lady at the front desk. The woman smiled. We did not pay much, but we always need help. Fola nodded. I'm ready. Kunle stood at the doorway of the house, staring at the living room couch. The same place Grace told him she slept with Ayo. He did not touch it since. He did not sit on it. He did not even clean it. It reminded him too much of that night. The house was quiet. Too quiet. No sound of Grace's laughter. No smell of her cooking. Just silent. 2 days after Kunle was released from prison, Grace's father brought Doris and Arwin home. Kunle stood outside, waiting. The children ran towards him, happy and full of joy. Daddy! Doris shouted. Kunle bent down and hugged them both tightly. But as he heard them, his eyes filled with tears. He was holding the children. He had almost given up. The children he thought were not his. The children whose mother was no longer here. That night, as Kunle tucked them into bed, Doris asked, Daddy, where is Mommy? Kunle's heart dropped. He sat on the edge of the bed and looked at her small face. She went to heaven, my love. Doris frowned. But why? He did not know what to say. He looked down at his hand, the same hand that had once held Grace and later had taken her life. I made a very big mistake, he whispered. But it wasn't your fault, Doris said softly. Mommy told me you loved her. That broke him. He walked out of the room before they could see his tears. Days passed, but Kunle barely ate. He took care of the kids, bathed them, fed them, took them to school, but his smile was gone. At night, he stared at the ceiling, whispering to Grace, I should have trusted you. I should have waited for the truth. The kids often found him sitting in the dark. Sometimes Doris would bring him her blanket and wrap it around him. Are you cold, Daddy? No, baby, just tired. One afternoon, while cleaning the bedroom, Doris found a small notebook under her mother's pillow. She took it to Kunle. Daddy, what's this? He opened it. It was Grace's diary. Page after page, her thoughts, her guilt, her love, her pain. He read, I made a mistake with Ayo. I regretted it every day, but I love Kunle with all my heart. He is the only man who had ever made me feel safe. I hope one day he forgive me. Kunle hugged the diary to his chest and cried for hours. Weeks later, Kunle started walking the kids to school again.